Hi everyone and welcome back. Thanks for joining me. Today I'm going to show you a very simple, quick, fresh face look. Not a lot of makeup, very simple eyeshadow routine that anybody can do. We're not going to use a liner, but we are going to change the shape of the lashes by pushing them out in a different direction and giving a more doe-eyed effect. Before we start, I'd just like to mention about your skincare routine. It's very important that if you're trying to gain a more flawless look, that you do look after your skin. And this can be really simple. It doesn't have to be expensive. And I am a beauty therapist and I've used lots of products, but my go-to product for cleansing my face is actually coconut oil, pure organic coconut oil. Takes makeup off beautifully, leaves your skin feeling nice. I don't use a toner, I tend to use a spritzer, so something that actually stays on the skin and isn't there to remove makeup. I do change it up a little bit. Sometimes I will cleanse with the coconut oil, then use a very mild cream cleanser. Every 2 to 3 days I'll do that just to make sure that I actually have a good cleanse. And then every 2 to 3 days I do exfoliate my skin. Now that is really important, and the reason being is when we're younger, our skin turnover is very quick. So cells from the bottom layer rise to the top quickly, exfoliate off, and you have this beautiful fresh skin. As we age, that turnover process slows down, it gets sluggish, and then you have these dead skin cells sitting on the top of the surface of the skin. So if you're finding that when you apply your foundation that it's collecting in areas of your face, it's probably because you're not exfoliating or you're not exfoliating properly. Now there's many products on the market and I will get into that at a later stage, but my point that I'm making is cleanse, no need to tone unless you're a toner fan, moisturise and leave that on for a good 10 minutes to just soak into the skin before you try applying makeup over the top. And this way you're going to get a better looking makeup. There are a lot of women I know who don't even know what an exfoliant is. So I will get into that in another video. But today we're going to do this fresh face look. I've lightly dampened my foundation brush. It's damp, just damp, it's not wet. So I'm going to apply my foundation. And what I'm doing currently for myself is I'm a little bit between 2 and a little bit between 2.5. So I do add a little bit of each, blend them together, and I find that's just my perfect match for the moment. You'll find that as you do get a bit older, that your colours will be changing and you'll be thinking, well, wait a minute, that suited me 1 minute, but it's not suiting me today. And that does happen. So I'll just put a couple of blobs on so I can blend these out. These are ever so slightly different in colour. You probably can't even see it on the monitor that they are slightly different. Don't stop at your jawline, just go slightly under it. You don't need to be taking it down your throat. Also be aware, if you're going to pull your hair back, you need to be making sure that you're taking this right out to here. If you're pulling your hair back like this, you need to make sure you're way up into your hairline there. Otherwise you're going to have this lovely little demarcation line. Now before you powder down, another thing you need to be aware of is if you do have little, what shall we call them, knowledge lines, let's say that. Make sure that your foundation hasn't settled into any of those. Just give a little squish over them. Around your eyes, make sure the same thing. On your eyes, because if you put your powder over that, you're actually going to set that in those lines. Very attractive. Not. I'm going to use, I can't see, I'm going to use Golden Sunrise in the Silken Veil. Not going to go too heavy, we're going to keep this very light because we're doing a fresh face. Let's pat that on. I've got a mosquito bite. Oh, the joys of summer. Dust it in, dust it off. You did see that I was pressing it in first, then just buffing it. Don't forget down here. Now, in a previous video, I did say to you, if you're going to wear cream blush, put it on before the powder. But if you have a little tool like this, you can blend it. So having done that, powdered down, I am going to use the cream blush. And I'm going to map that out ever so slightly. We're not going to go nuts. And blend it. It's not gone streaky or anything, so we don't need to panic about that. We don't want to go too low. We'll tweak it a little minute with our foundation brush. Okay, now for the brow, I'm going to keep that very light as well. So I'm just going to touch up the little bits that need touching up, any little patchy bits, and then I'm going to put a brow gel over it. I'm going to use the taupe in the blonde today, keeping it a little bit lighter. I don't really know how I love to use the brunettes, but today I'm going to damp it down a little bit. So just extending that slightly. Remember, we intersect here and finish where that intersects. Add that little bit to the front here. I'm going bald. Keeping it light once more, I'm going to go over it with the brow gel in blonde. Some of these wayward hairs. For the eyeshadow today, so easy. You can do this, you can do this, this is easy. I'm going to take this pale shade here. It's actually not white, but it is almost white. And it's matte. With the fluff brush, rolling into the product. I'm just going to put that everywhere. Oops, too muchy. Then, next I'm going to put a very neutral tone on the lid, buff sort of colour, all over the movable lid. So just this bit that blinks, still using the fluff brush. Now, if you're finding you've got little crepey bits on your eyes, pull that a little bit. That will fill in those little gaps that keep wriggling around. Now, the reason I put the white down was to make sure that my lid colour wasn't that pinky skin colour with veins and things showing. I'm going to take the pencil brush, this pointed little brush. I'm going to take this colour here. Roll the pencil brush into it. I'm going to draw a triangle on the outer third of my eye. So, like this. Filling it in the crease there, like that. Down onto the lash line though as well. Make sure you get the lash line. Ta-da! Okay, other side, you do the same thing. Now, a little bit under. Not too heavy, just a little bit. With the fluff brush. This is the trick to this eye makeup. Blend it into that other shadow. Blend off that hard line at the end, blend it in. See the angle on that brush? It's a little bit up and in. Same on the other side. No hard lines. Now that's out of the crease a little bit. Remember we were talking about using the darker shadow to get rid of this hooded lid. Mascara. Now with the mascara, we're going to go right into the root and we're going to pull the lashes out to the side. If you're having problems painting your eyelid, grab that like that, get into the lashes right at the root. Can you see that I'm going right to the root? That's where you're getting your length from. Don't just paint the tips, right to the roots. Now, take these out this way. Blink into it. See how I'm sweeping them out this way? Do the same with these. So I'm sweeping them out a bit as well. Keep these ones down there. Sweep them out. And I will take these ones up. Not that my lashes go up, I always have to curl them. But for this, it's okay. We'll recoat them in a minute. Can you see how that is working? Can you see how that, just changing that lash direction has given that eye the elongated almondy look? Almond eye is the perfect eye. Right, do the other side. Now if they're misbehaving, take your spoolie on the end of your double-ended brow brush and show them who's boss. Now I did get some mascara on my lid. Water, cotton bud. Gone. No big deal. From here I'm just going to add a very natural lip. Just cleaning off my brush. I'm going to use a colour called Nuda. I'll tell you how it got its name, because it's really quite funny. My husband and I travel a little bit, and when you go through security, you have to take off your belt and you have to take off your shoes, and I have to take off some of my jewellery, and we just have this standard joke between us. We just say, okay, nude up. And so when I was looking for a name for my nude shade, I thought that's the perfect name, nude up. I'm going to use the technique that I spoke about, whereby I'd go straight from the tube and then tidy up with the brush. I'm not going to powder down and everything underneath this coat. It's not necessary for this look. It's when you're wearing really deep shades and bright lipsticks that you want to be doing that, so that you really adhere it to your lip. When I was talking about putting the coconut oil and everything on for removing your makeup, I also put a couple of drops in my hand and press it in, and then press it onto my face. This as a moisturiser, part of my moisturiser, and always put it over your lips. Very moisturising, keeps your lips really supple, you won't get little dry flaky bits, and that's how you want your lips to be when you're going to put a really bright lipstick on, otherwise they're just going to look terrible. We'll keep going with this. So I'm just going to tidy up that edge. Going to add just a drop of gloss to the centre. Nothing too heavy. It's a sheer, it really doesn't have any colour. This is delicate nude peach. I'm just going to put a little bit on my finger and just add a little bit. So, apart from the really bad fringe I have created here, this is a fresh face, out the door weekend. I'm not wearing any makeup. I always get out of bed looking like this, look. It's simple and you should try it. If you're having any problems with it, Skype me. I'll take you through it. I'll sit there and watch you do it. But you could see it's just given a little bit of light to my eyes. I look healthy, but I don't look made up. And if that's the look you're looking for, this might be your work look. It might just be your everyday look. It might be, I get out of bed looking like this look. But have a go. The eyelash thing is just, something a little bit different. I quite like it, but I do like mine curled as well. I'm going to do the video for you on curling and eyeliner, so you get a really good look at that. Hope that's been some help, ladies. Thank you very much. Bye now. See you soon.